Oh my gosh. Alright. Gotta get my white girl trash on. Indeed, it is a pity. Lorena's shoulders tensed. Pauline. Hello, Lorena. Lottie. Pauline entered the servants' quarters, closing the door behind her with a thud far louder than necessary, and gave the pair of girls an amused grin. I see you're also gossiping about Miss Amy's untimely departure. Lieselot, who was incapable of seeing the bad in anyone, except, it appeared, Lady Constance, nodded eagerly. Oh, that is right. It is so unfair. I feel bad for the poor woman. My heart bleeds. Like hell it did. But I am sure Lady Leonard will find a replacement soon enough. She always does, despite Lady Constance's reputation. There are a lot of women desperate to make money out there who will do anything for a few coins. Pauline shot a sidelong look at Lorena. I saw that coming. The way that line was, I'm like, oh, she's gonna make it about Lorena. Here we go. Her lips curved into a thin smile. Isn't that right, Lorena? But it is quite heartbreaking. Why should an honest, hard-working woman like Miss Amy be driven away from her place of employment? Lorena turned her head. She knew what was coming next. When a girl of ill repute such as herself is still allowed to work here. Rude! And then we just gotta move on like nothing happened. 24th of April, Sunday. So rude. Up, and we're back at church. Oh, you're funny. Oh gosh, what is my reverend voice? Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. That would indeed be nice if it were true. But over the last week, Lorena had been having some serious doubts. If those who were poor in spirit would inherit the kingdom of heaven, then why did those in the lower echelons of society have to sit at the very back of the church? If Taohua were here, Lorena was sure she would have snorted at the hypocrisy of it all. Why was she pondering the hypocrisy of the Bible of all things? She had been raised better than that. She was a good Christian girl, certainly not the kind who would question the verses written in the King James Bible. It must have been Taohua's fault. The older woman was getting to her. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. But those who had cause to mourn rarely found comfort. When Lorena's father had died, nobody had come to help the Wah family. Instead, Lorena's mother had bidden back her grief, rolled up her sleeves, and diverted all her efforts into the upkeep of her small shop. She had worked from morning until dusk, darning socks and sewing lace onto sleeves until her fingers were bent, swollen, and sore, and it hurt for her to even move them. Lorena had helped, for no one else would, and her mother could hardly afford to employ any assistants. So, too, did Ethel and Mary, but it wasn't enough, not with little Alice on the way, and their father lost at the bottom of the ocean. So Lorena became a maid. This was 3 years ago. It felt like a lifetime. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. But once more, Lorena could not square this statement with reality. If the meek truly would inherit the earth, why had Miss Amy been driven away from Bly? It seemed entirely unfair. Blessed are ye, when men shall revile you, and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely, for my sake. Well, Pauline had been reviling and persecuting Lorena most grandly as of late, but Lorena did feel particularly blessed. Some of this is kind of, she's taking it out of context and is like just super negative about it all. I mean, fair. If you're in a very negative mood, it's hard to hear like these things and be like, yeah, I'm positive, and you're just like, you're so in yourself. So I mean, I guess I'll excuse her for this. If anything, she felt miserable. The only one capable of coming to Lorena's defense was Taohua. Is that what Reverend Marner meant? Could Taohua be considered a blessing? But Lorena was unsure about that. Taohua, with her black heart and wicked smiles, was more demonic than angelic, hardly a being God would send to comfort Lorena in her darkest hour. Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. But maybe Lorena did have cause to be glad after all. She had Taohua, and perhaps Taohua was enough. Oh, her mind is shifting to a more positive thoughts of our bae, our boo, our targets, our goal. Oh, Ada, you must be so relieved. But why? Did you not hear what Reverend Marner said? Lieselot smiled brightly, like one who had made a great scientific breakthrough. Knowing Lieselot, the chances of that happening were slim to none. Blessed are the meek, he said. The meek! And what does that mean? You are rather meek, aren't you, Ada? Ada pointed at herself, her cheeks flushing pink. I am? Girl, really? Indeed. But what does it mean to be meek? I am not entirely sure. Lieselot pondered, tapping one finger against her lower lip. It is a complex word, and I have been learning English only for 5 years. 5 years is enough, surely. If a 5-year-old could not speak basic English, I would worry it was an idiot. But when I was 5, I spoke only in Swiss German. My English is not so good. Then why are you acting so enlightened after attending a single sermon, Lottie? I doubt you could even understand it. Maybe not, but the Reverend has a very, how do you say? A rich and passionate voice. It is nice to listen to him, and I quite agree with what he said. Lieselot smiled proudly, seemingly unaware that Pauline and Isabel were teasing her. The meek will rule the kingdom of heaven, and then girls such as Ada will be rewarded. I don't know if I would feel comfortable ruling anything. Yes, let's not let that happen. It would be a right mess. Much like your explanations. What can you expect from a blonde? Hey, what about me? You're not a drippy Swiss maiden like Lottie. It doesn't count. I suppose so. I fail to see what my hair color has to do with anything. I like your hair.
Cat back to the floor.
I mean, why is my cat in a blanket?
Because I need to get up. I don't want to stir her from the blanket.
Oh my word. Oh gosh, I have so many dropped rates happening. I hope it's not affecting my stream too much. It's not a heavy visually moving game, so. I like your hair. Oh, thank you, but oh gosh, the door's wide open. Hun, why'd you do this to me? Okay, there we go. Oh, thank you, but... Lieselot pinched a lock of her blonde hair between her fingertips. She tilted her head to one side. What do you think, Lorena? I think your hair is very pretty. But Lorena's voice was absent. Though she was with her fellow maids in the present, walking through the streets of Ellesmere, her mind was miles away. Oh wait, that's Lorena. If you don't mind, I need to post a letter. Oh, you and your letters. Why do you even bother? Maids shouldn't write. We have more important things to worry about. Who would want to receive a letter from you, anyway? My mother, hopefully. Your precious mother can't be that keen on you, or she wouldn't have sent you away to Bly. Pauline, you go too far. Okay, so yeah, all their facial expressions are like exactly the same. So it doesn't work with some lines because it's like, it seems like they're so happy and everything. And then there's lines where they're like, obviously not happy. I'm sure Lorena's mother loves her a great deal. Probably. Whatever. Pauline rolled her eyes. My stream has been looking fine. Okay, thank you, Drek. Appreciate it. I keep getting alerts about these dropped frame rates, and I'm like, please, no, why? Pauline rolled her eyes. She didn't look convinced. You can do what you want, Lorena, but I shan't cover for you if you're late again. I'll tell Mr. Lester and Miss Smith. I swear I will. Lorena knew. She hadn't expected for one moment that Pauline would cover for her. She'd never done it before. Oh. I was like, who's at my door? And I was like, no, that's my cat leaving. Thank you. Lorena's reply was swift. So were her shoulders. You know, you might want to be careful, Lorena. Why? Miss Amy was sent away from Bly. You never know who will be next. Thank you for your patronage, ma'am. Lorena bowed her head and exited the post office, the bell overhead jingling as she did so. The sound was light and jaunty and helped lift Lorena's spirits. Being free from Bly and all those who lived within it, Lady Leonard, Lady Constance, Pauline, and Isabel, for a scant handful of minutes was pure bliss. Lorena could get used to this kind of freedom. Is this what the kingdom of heaven was like? Lorena hoped so, but at the same time, she had begun to doubt whether she would be going there after she died. She shouldn't have questioned Reverend Murner so. He must have understood religion in far greater depth than she did. He was, after all, a reverend. Lorena was just a maid. Not all reverends know best, unfortunately. The hope is that most, if not all of them, do. But you have the few bad seeds. With a small sigh, Lorena walked through Ellesmere. As it was a Sunday, all the shops were closed. Lorena only ever went to Ellesmere on a Sunday, and she had never seen the grocers open for business, or a queue snaking along the street at the butcher's. The atmosphere on the day of rest was slow, lazy, and languid, as it should have been. The black cat luxuriated in the spring sunshine. A few butterflies, Cabbage Patch, judging by their milky white wings, fluttered by in the air. Excuse me, that was ladylike. Lorena made her way past chatting old ladies, a few children playing hopscotch on the streets, a tall woman with unusual eyes and long black hair. Wait a minute! Lorena paused, her footsteps stilled. Is it? She watched the woman as she walked past, her long hair fluttering behind her like an inverted bridal veil. The mysterious woman wore the attire of a maid, with a dark skirt and a sensible white apron, and held a leather case in her right hand rather more elegant than Lorena's battered trunk with the crushed corner. Please be Taohua. Lorena recognized her. She hadn't seen that case before, and it was a peculiar case it was too, but she knew the hand that held it. Is it? Taohua? Yes! Waifu! Oh? Sorry, that was not her voice. I'll get it right next time. Taohua turned about, a small smile on her face. My little Lori, this is a pleasant surprise. And, judging by her tone, she meant it. Lorena's face flustered. She dropped her head and looked at her shoes. For whatever reason, Taohua's presence unsettled her. Maybe because Lorena had spent much of the Sunday service running the older maid's face through her mind, thinking of her eyes, her nose, her lips. You gay, girl! Why her lips? It's not really a surprise. I go to church every Sunday. You should know that. Oh yes, silly me. It quite slipped my mind. Taohua laughed softly. Her laughter was light and elegant. If anything, I should be asking you what you're doing here. The service ended a few minutes ago, you know. Taohua raised an eyebrow. You think I would come here to go to church? No, but I could think of no other reason why you would come here, unless... Hi! Wolfie Chew... Oh, that's up, Facey. Got it. Hi, what's up? Lorena glanced at the case, marveling at its bizarre hourglass shape. What do you have there? This? Taohua glanced at the case and smiled mischievously. Thank you for the follow! Appreciated! This, my little Lori, is a secret. Of course it is. Lorena heaved a heavy sigh. I should have known. Nothing was easy with Taohua. But she's still my waifu! And that's okay. Oh, and that's it. Their conversation just ended. 25th of April, Monday. The following day was a Monday, and once more Lorena found herself occupied with the laundry. The young maid sighed, wiping the back of her forehead with her arm, and stepped back to admire her handiwork. After a rigorous half an hour, she finally managed to peg the laundry up on the line. The white linen fluttered like ghosts in the air. If Lieselot had been there, she would have fainted clean away. What a peculiar girl. Lorena watched the sheets flutter for a while, billowing in a manner that reminded her of ball gowns. Not that she had ever been to a ball. Lorena might have been a Cinderella-like figure, forced to scuttle about amongst the ashes and soot, but she would never, ever be able to attend a grand event like that. Not without a fairy godmother. And, speaking of self-appointed fairy godmothers... Yes. Hello, Lori. It's a beautiful day, isn't it? Taohua. Lorena glanced at the parlor maid from beneath her eyelashes. Sometimes Lorena forgot, because she often saw Taohua for a scant matter of seconds as they passed in the hallways, but the parlor maid really was tall. I see you've been busy doing the laundry. Yes, well, Pauline was supposed to help, but she mysteriously vanished. Am I correct? She always vanishes, and there's nothing mysterious about it. She'll be off bothering the stable hands, or fawning over the valets, or gossiping with Isabel about something or other. Something entirely unimportant. That does sound like Pauline. Taohua sighed. The wind made her hair dance mysteriously, almost exotically. The smell of orange peel and bergamot hung in the air. A lingering aroma of tea leaves, perhaps? Being a parlor maid, Taohua spent a good deal of her time serving cups of tea for Lady Leonard and her guests, and she often had a faintly fruity aroma to her. You're happy because you have coffee? I think is what you're saying? That's cool. I'm not a fan of coffee myself, but I can appreciate that people like coffee. Excuse me, my throat's like dying. I think it's not used to reading after so long. It's been a while. And this game in particular really makes me read because there's no voice actors. So I'm reading every single line, unlike other dating sims where I at least have the guys or the other characters have their voice lines. And then I just read the narrator for the main character. But this one, it's everything I gotta read. I read this. Okay. If you wish, I could tell Miss Smith about it. Pauline's conduct is abysmal. Oh, no, it's fine. But she's making your life difficult. And Taohua didn't know the half of it. If any complaints about Pauline's conduct were to reach the draconian Miss Smith, Lorena would be sure to get the blame. Lorena's life would no longer be worth living if that was the case. Pauline was not a learned woman by any means. She couldn't read or write. She was, however, unsettlingly sneaky, intelligent when it came to rooting out weak points and exploiting them for maximum effect. Her words rose once more to Lorena's mind. Slut. You look Aw, thank you. I'm glad you're liking the stream. I try my best. You look oh my word. You look perplexed by why is that such a weird word? I read it before. You look perplexed, my little Lori. If Pauline is abusing you to the point where you can't focus on your work, I might need to take matters into my own hands. I appreciate it, but I'd much rather you didn't. But Lori, what? I don't like to see you suffer so. Not when I have the power to help you. Oh my god, my wife! Bless! Bless my wife! I'm not suffering. Don't exaggerate. I'm stronger than I look. And an independent young lady. Indeed. Lorena didn't break down after the death of her father, and she wouldn't break down now. Pauline's provocations might have been upsetting, but Lorena had dealt with worse. She didn't need Taohua to fight her battles for her. In fact, that raised an interesting question of its own. Why have you been so nice to me lately? Do you even need to ask? Well, I just did ask, so... Oh, Lori. It's because I like you, silly. Ah! 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 She likes me! Ah! All of a sudden, the spring sunshine seemed a touch warmer than before. It was making Lorena's cheeks burn, or perhaps they were burning of their own accord. She had not expected that. Why do you like me? You barely know me. Because you have such a funny, serious face for such a young girl, and you always work so very hard. You're tenacious. It's quite adorable, really. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make your ears hurt. If I'm too loud, I can turn down my stream. I'm sorry. I am not. You definitely are. Lorena folded her arms and turned her head to one side. I think you have bad taste. You had your volume at 100? That might be the problem. I never have my volume at 100, especially not with my headphones, because my headphones are super good at picking up sound. So my computer is at 30%. Without the headphones, I have to bring it up to 90. But yeah. And I think you should have some more self-confidence, Miss Wah. Taohua tugged at Lorena's ponytail with her thumb and forefinger. Instinctively, Lorena jerked her head away and gave Taohua a glare. Cut that out! The older maid giggled again. Lorena scowled. At least Taohua's gentle teasing was preferable to the out and out? Okay. To the out-and-out cruelty that fell from Pauline's lips. Now, if you're finished with the laundry, Lori, would you care to come with me? There is something I wish to show you. Why? So suspicious. I just want to show you something cute. Cute? It will cheer you up. Well... Please, my little Lori. Please, please, please. Oh my gosh, she's adorable. It was unlike Taohua to beg. The brazen display was so highly unsuitable for such a cool, calm, aloof woman. Lorena found herself agreeing simply so Taohua would stop. Fine, all right. I can lend you an ear for 5 minutes. But only 5 minutes, you understand? Oh, goody. Taohua smiled brightly and clapped her hands together. Lorena surveyed her, eyes half-lidded and mistrustful. Her face flushed the softest shade of peach pink. What? Brain. Why did she feel like she had been manipulated? 'Cause you kinda sorta were. Shh. Ooh. Sorry, I like this backdrop. It's pretty. I know we've seen it before, but not a lot, so I love it. As Lorena soon discovered, the something cute Taohua wanted to share with her was... It's a cat! It's a cute kitty cat! Yes! A cat? That's right! Taohua beamed proudly, like a mother cradling a newborn babe. OMG Kwai, right? The cat what? Did I read that weird? The cat the older maid held in her arms was black, its eyes a brilliant green. It bore more than a passing resemblance to the woman petting it, to such an extent it was quite uncanny. cats! Oh, that was a cat sound! Oh! The cat nuzzled its fluffy head against Taohwa's chest, its ears twitching. Every once in a while, it purred contentedly, batting Taohwa's arm with a padded paw. Where did the cat come from exactly? Well, when a daddy cat... Oh, why am I reading this weird? Taohwa voice, Taohwa voice, Taohwa voice. Well, when a daddy cat loves a mummy cat very much. Be sensible, please. Oh, my little Lori, I think you are rather too sensible. Taohwa laughed. The cat cradled her arms shook, roused by the motions of Taohwa's chest. I don't know where it came from exactly. I just seem to attract cats. It's my special talent. Lorena resisted the urge to roll her eyes. While other girls can plait French braids or play the harpsichord, you can summon cats at will. It is quite a useful skill, more so than one might think. I'm not sensible. I'll take your word for it. She's gonna summon an army of cats to attack all the people who've hurt Lori, and then they'll run away together and be gay forever. Taohwa rubbed her fingers behind her sleepy kitty's ears. It purred in approval. How long has this cat been coming to Bly? I'm not entirely sure. He's been hanging around the gardens for a while. A few months or so. Does he belong to anybody in Ellesmere? I think he's a stray. He looks rather well fed for a stray. Because I am very sentimental, deep down inside, and I love doting on creatures that are smaller and weaker than I. Lorena pondered, one hand behind her chin. You know, I found Lady Constance in the garden a few nights ago. I couldn't give a stuff about that unpleasant brat. A stuff. We all know what she really wanted to say. Just saying. Me neither, but it does make me wonder. She said she heard a cat outside her bedroom window. Could it be this one? I don't know, and I don't care. Either way, I won't surrender Figaro to her. Figaro is the cat's name. Oh my word, yes. After the Mozart opera, the marriage of, you know. I don't know very much about the opera. I've never even been to London. It's fine. We don't all have the same opportunities in life. It can't be helped. I suppose not, but... Lorena looked at Taohwa curiously. Taohwa might have had a higher social status than herself, but she was still only a maid. How many maids could afford to go to the opera? What do you think about my... Catpanion? Oh my word! Catpanion. What do you think about my Catpanion, Lori? He's cute, isn't he? He is very cute, yes. Well, you can't have him. Taohwa stuck out her tongue playfully. Oh my, this is too cute. This is too cute. I'm gonna die. Taohwa stuck out her tongue playfully. Marina resisted the urge to pinch Taohwa's tongue between her thumb and forefinger. Figaro is mine. I thought you said he was a stray. But he more or less belongs to me. He even comes into my room at night. Ah, yes. Your room. I forgot you were so privileged. I don't know if it's a privilege, really. It definitely is. Most parlor maids wouldn't receive such special treatment. I am not like most parlor maids. Taohwa sighed, expelling a soft breath into the lukewarm air. I suppose I don't mind the solitude, but it can become rather disquieting. Human beings were not made to be alone. You mean you get lonely? Be roommates. Be roommates. Just, Lori, go stay in her room. Don't go, just go in her room. Be roommates. I'm made of flesh and blood like you. Isn't it normal for people to get lonely? I don't know. I never would have expected it from you. You always act like you're too good to spend time with anybody, so I just assumed. Is that a problem? No, it's kind of endearing, actually. Thank you. I'm glad you find my suffering endearing. It almost makes it all worthwhile. In any event, if you enjoy spending time with Figaro, and he seems rather fond of you, I see no reason for this to be your final farewell. Oh, you know it, Wolfie. Pardon? If you wish, you may come and see him in my room. But that, what? I'm struggling with my gay feelings for you, and I don't know that I'm gay just yet, but, your room belongs to you. Indeed, my room does belong to me. Nicely observed. Lorena pouted. Don't be like that. What, right? Lorena rolled her eyes heavenwards, though her view of heaven was obscured somewhat by the thicket of trees that surrounded her. According to Taohua, Figaro was fond of the shade. He liked stealing away within the shadows of this more thickly forested area of Bly's gardens, and rarely padded past these trees. What is that word? Fictitious? No, that's a different word. Yeah, you're good. Go ahead. Facetious? Might be. Don't be facetious. I just meant it would feel wrong somehow. Oh my, excuse me. Why should it feel wrong? We're both women. There's nothing suspect about that, is there? Unless you're worried about being with Figaro. Obviously, that isn't the issue. Then, Tao's eyes narrowed. A small smirk captured her lips. Being with me is... Oink oink. Lorena felt herself flustering. Despite the relative shade provided by the foliage, she bowed her head, lest Taohua see how pink her cheeks had become. Why did she feel so embarrassed? This invitation was completely innocent. Wasn't it? Lorena didn't know. It was hard to tell with Taohua, particularly when Taohua's earlier words continued to circle about the young maid's head. I'm hardly the devil, my little Lori. If you must compare me to a manifestation of evil, then I would far prefer to be called a succubus. I forgot she said that before. Oh, my word.